Hi, Steve Harper here. I am co-founder and lead educator for Straight Talk Schools. Today, I want to take you through gross rent multiplier and what that means, or the term GRM. We've all heard that a lot. If you're an investor or a real estate professional, it's a term that you either have heard or you're likely going to hear. Now, in this particular case, what I want to do is just take you through a real quick example that's going to help you understand gross rent multiplier. But in a nutshell, gross rent multiplier is simply the gross amount of rents that come in a given year or are scheduled to come in a given year for any investment property. Usually it's tied to a multifamily property or the apartment type of property. And then you annualize that total amount of money as it pertains to a value, whether it be an asking price, a sale price, an appraised value. It's simply the total amount of gross rent scheduled as a divisor of the property value. That's all it is. So let me take you through a quick example. Maybe someone's talking to you and they say, hey, I got a great duplex, triplex, fourplex that I want to sell you. And it's awesome. $100,000 is what I want for the property, and the gross rent multiplier on that's 8. So judging from that, basically what you can do is you can go ahead and take that information that this person told you, or maybe it's an ad that you saw. You can take the information and you could assume that the gross annual rents that are coming in are about $12,500. Now, the way we did that is we simply took the $100,000 that we know that the guy says he wants for the property, or the ad says they want for the property, and divide it by 8, which they said the gross rent multiplier was a factor of 8. So we divide it by that factor of 8. Then we know that $12,500 is the gross annual rents. Now, I will tell you, that's a real simple way to look at a gross rent multiplier, but I also want to give you some straight talk about gross rent multipliers. And the reality is, when I began in the business years ago in the late 1990s, gross rent multiplier, I was doing a lot of apartments brokering. I was representing a lot of buyers and sellers on apartments. And as I was doing this, I heard gross rent multiplier all the time. My clients talked gross rent multiplier. The other brokers talked gross rent multiplier. Heck, even the escrow officers were talking about gross rent multipliers. And over the years, I've noticed it's just kind of faded away and it's gone away, and the conversation has shifted. Most people are more concerned with cap rate or capitalization rate. Some of the older investors that have been around for a long time, they still work on a gross rent multiplier. It's not broke, so they're not going to fix it. And so you do want to make sure you understand, because you want to be able to get some of those. If you're a real estate professional, you want to be able to get some of those older, been around investors to list and sell and help them move their portfolios. You might, if you're an investor, also want to be able to take advantage of talking to someone regarding gross rent multiplier. So just because it's not the most common right now, it's something you want to be familiar with. But understand that if you compare gross rent multiplier to a capitalization rate, the capitalization rate takes all of the expenses and everything else into effect, all the expenses and everything else into account, where the gross rent multiplier does not. So I just wanted to give you a little bit of straight talk on that. And as always, if you're interested in any of our investor classes or classes that are geared for the real estate professional, check us out at www.straighttalkacademy, that's ACADEMY.com. Thanks very much, and I look forward to seeing you inside.